Ladies and gentlemen, imagine for a moment that every thought you have, every feeling you experience, and every action you take is directly connected to something far greater than just you, something profound, something that exists beyond time and space, beyond the boundaries of the material world. This force, this energy, is not only the source of creation, but the foundation of your own existence. This is where your true power begins. Start with God. What does it mean to start with God? It's about recognizing that the first step in creating your reality begins by aligning with the divine energy that flows through everything. This energy is not distant or separate from you. It is within you, around you, and part of the very fabric of life itself. We are not isolated beings. We are interconnected with the universe in ways we may not fully understand, but when we start with God, we begin to tap into an infinite source of intelligence, wisdom, and healing. Your thoughts are not just random signals in the brain. They are powerful waves of energy that can shape your life. You've heard it said that energy flows where it's, but what if we could direct that energy with a deeper intention? An intention that is aligned with the highest expression of who we truly are. What if every thought, every emotion, every decision came from a place of connection with this divine source? When we start with God, we shift our consciousness. We stop reacting to life as if we are victims of circumstance and instead begin creating with purpose. When we feel connected to this higher power, we move beyond the limited self that is defined by our past experiences, beliefs, and fears. We let go of the small, constricted version of ourselves and expand into the infinite possibilities that are available to us. It's not just about praying for what we want or hoping that things will change. It's about becoming the creator of our experience. It's about stepping into the flow of creation itself. When you start with God, you're not merely asking for external circumstances to change, you are changing your internal state of being. Your thoughts, emotions, and energy align with a higher frequency, and in doing so, you elevate your experience of life. You see, the key to transformation is not found in the material world. It's not found in the things we accumulate or the titles we hold, in our connection to something far greater than the physical. That's where the true magic happens. As you begin this journey, start by quieting your mind and going within. Let the noise of the world fade away. Tune into the presence of God within you, and from that place, begin to create. When you tap into this divine intelligence, you will realize that you are not separate from the world you seek to change. You are an integral part of it. In every moment, you have the opportunity to reconnect, to realign, and to start anew. No matter where you are in your journey, no matter what you've experienced, starting with God means that you are never too far from the source. It's never too late to begin again. Start with God and watch as your reality begins to reflect the power, the love, and the limitless potential that lies within you. I hope this resonates. Would you like to dive deeper into any part of the speech or explore another topic? Connection is the fundamental bridge that links us to something far greater than ourselves. It's the invisible thread that binds us to the universe, to each other, and to the divine. When we talk about connection, we're speaking of the deep, unbreakable link between our inner world and the greater forces that govern everything around us. This connection goes beyond mere interaction. It is a profound relationship between who we are and what we are part of. In the modern world, it's easy to feel disconnected. We often get caught up in the hustle of daily life, our thoughts become scattered, and we lose sight of the interconnectedness that defines our existence. But when we truly reconnect with the source, we begin to realize that we are not isolated beings navigating through a disconnected world. We are expressions of a greater energy, a vast consciousness that is constantly in motion, always evolving, always interconnected. The first step in reconnecting is awareness. It requires tuning in to the subtle energies around us, noticing the patterns, the synchronicities, and the messages that come from beyond the physical realm. When we acknowledge this connection, we tap into a field of infinite potential. We realize that our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions are not isolated events, but are part of a larger universal flow. This connection isn't just intellectual. It's felt deeply within the body and soul. It's an intuitive knowing, a deep sense of belonging that reminds us we are not alone in this journey. When we recognize that we are connected to everything, we can shift our perspective. We no longer see ourselves as victims of circumstance, but as active participants in a much larger, ever-unfolding process of creation. Through this awareness, we begin to see that everything around us is an expression of the same energy, this same consciousness. This realization gives us the power to change, to evolve, and to create a reality that reflects our highest truth. By staying connected, we open ourselves up to a limitless flow of creativity, insight, and potential. Energy is the driving force behind everything in the universe. It is the pulse that keeps life moving, the unseen current that flows through all things, from the tiniest atom to the vast expanse of galaxies. Everything in existence, thoughts, emotions, physical matter, vibrates with energy. This energy is constantly in motion, creating, transforming, and shaping the world we experience. When we understand the nature of energy, we begin to realize that we are not passive recipients of it, but active participants in its flow. Every thought you have carries an energetic charge. Every feeling you experience sends waves of energy out into the world. The quality of the energy you generate, whether positive or negative, ripples outward and influences the reality around you. It's easy to overlook how powerful our thoughts and emotions truly are, but they are the very foundation of the energy that shapes our experiences. By becoming aware of the energy we create, we gain the ability to direct it intentionally. At its core, energy is about vibration and frequency. Everything, including our bodies, is made up of vibrating particles. When we tune into our own energetic frequency, we can shift the vibrations we are emitting, aligning them with the type of life we want to experience. This is why our emotions and thoughts are so significant. When they are aligned with higher frequencies like love, gratitude, and joy, they attract similar energies, creating harmonious and abundant experiences. However, when we dwell on negative thoughts or emotions, we lower our frequency, which attracts lower vibrational energy. This creates a cycle that can lead to feelings of frustration, fear, and limitation. But by consciously shifting our focus and realigning our energy, we can break this cycle and elevate our experiences. Energy is limitless, and we have the ability to harness it at will. The key is awareness, the ability to recognize the energy we're emitting and make adjustments in real time. By doing so, we step into our power and begin to consciously create the life we desire. Creation is the fundamental act of existence. It is the process by which all things come into being, from the smallest idea to the grandest manifestations of reality. Everything in the universe, whether tangible or intangible, begins as a creation, first in the mind, then brought into form through thought, energy, and action. This act of creation is not limited to artists or inventors. It is happening constantly, every moment, in every thought, decision, and interaction. When we understand that we are creators, we realize that our lives are not simply unfolding at random. We are actively participating in the shaping of our reality. Each thought we have sends out a signal into the universe, an energetic blueprint that begins to materialize as our experiences. This means that creation is not just about the big moments in life. It is present in the daily choices we make, the stories we tell ourselves, and the emotions we feel. The energy of creation flows through us continuously, whether we are aware of it or not. Creation begins with intention. When we set a clear intention, we direct our creative energy toward a specific outcome. However, intention alone is not enough. The energy we invest in our intentions, the emotions we tie to them, and the beliefs we hold about what is possible play a crucial role in the manifestation process. If we truly believe in the possibility of our creation, we align ourselves with the forces that will bring it into being. If we doubt, our creative energy becomes scattered and weak, making it harder for our intentions to manifest. The process of creation also involves letting go of control. It is a dynamic, flowing force that cannot be fully predicted or planned. Often the most powerful creations come when we release our attachment to a specific outcome and trust in the unfolding process. As we surrender to the flow of creation, we allow new ideas and opportunities to emerge, often in ways we never could have imagined. Creation is an ongoing process, not a one-time event. It is a constant flow of energy, ideas, and actions that shape our reality. By becoming conscious creators, we can begin to direct this flow in ways that align with our deepest desires and highest potential. Transformation is an inherent part of life, a continual process that shapes who we are and the reality we experience. It's not just about external changes, though those are often a reflection of internal shifts. It's about the evolution of our consciousness, beliefs, and perceptions. Transformation occurs when we allow ourselves to step outside of the old patterns, thoughts, and behaviors that have limited us. It's a willingness to release the past and embrace the unknown, to let go of who we think we are so that we can become who we are meant to be. The first step in transformation is awareness. We must first recognize that change is possible and that we are not bound by the limitations of our past. Our past experiences do not define our future. Too often we get stuck in the stories we tell ourselves about who we are and what we can or cannot do. But true transformation begins when we shift our awareness from what we have been to what we can become. We begin to see that the power to change is within us, that it's not a matter of waiting for something outside ourselves to change, but instead realizing that everything we need to transform is already available within our own minds and hearts. The process of transformation requires courage. It takes courage to question old beliefs, to face discomfort, and to break free from habitual patterns of thinking and behaving. And transformation asks us to step into the unknown, to leave behind the safety of what is familiar, and embrace new possibilities that may seem uncertain at first. But it is through this uncertainty that we experience growth. It is in the discomfort that new strengths emerge, new insights surface, and new paths open up before us. Transformation also involves surrender. It's not about forcing change or trying to control every aspect of the process. It's about trusting that the changes happening within us are leading us towards something greater, even if we cannot always see it in the moment. When we surrender to the process of transformation, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life and open ourselves up to the opportunities that come with it. At its core, transformation is about becoming more fully aligned with who we truly are. It's about shedding the layers of conditioning and false identities and stepping into our authentic power. This process is not always linear, but it is always moving us toward greater clarity, freedom, and fulfillment. Intention is the quiet force that shapes the direction of our lives. It is the starting point of all creation, the energy behind every thought, action, and decision we make. While we often think of intention as a goal or a desire, it is much deeper than that. It is a focused, purposeful alignment of mind and heart toward a specific outcome, grounded in clarity and conviction. When we set an intention, we are directing our energy in a precise manner, signaling to the universe the direction we wish to move in. The power of intention lies in its ability to guide us, not just through our conscious actions, but also through the subtle shifts in our internal state. Intention is not simply about what we want, it's about how we approach life. It's about how we align our thoughts, emotions, and energy with the highest version of ourselves. When our intentions are pure, when they come from a place of authenticity and purpose, they carry a force that transcends the limits of time and space. They act as beacons, attracting the right people, circumstances, and opportunities that resonate with our energy. Setting an intention requires clarity. It means taking the time to reflect on what we truly desire and why we desire it. It's about getting in touch with the core of our being, removing the distractions, and focusing on what truly matters. Often we get caught up in external pressures or societal expectations, which can cloud our true intentions. But when we take a moment to sit with ourselves, free from external noise, we can tap into a deeper, more powerful source of guidance. Intention also involves consistency. It's not enough to set an intention once and forget about it. To manifest our desires, we must consistently direct our energy in alignment with that intention. This involves maintaining a mindset of trust, patience, and faith in the process. When we are consistently aligned with our intention, our actions begin to reflect it, and the universe responds accordingly. It's a dance between effort and surrender, action and trust. The power of intention is the constant, unwavering presence of our energy, focused and aligned with our deepest desires. Consciousness is the lens through which we perceive the world, and it shapes the reality we experience. It is the awareness of our thoughts, emotions, and actions, and it dictates how we interpret the events that unfold around us. Every aspect of life is filtered through consciousness, and as it expands, so does our ability to understand, create, and transform. Our consciousness is not a static thing. It is fluid, dynamic, and capable of growth. The more aware we become of the patterns and beliefs that influence us, the more power we have to shift and mold our experiences. When we are unconscious, we react automatically to life's challenges, shaped by past experiences, societal conditioning, and inherited beliefs. We become trapped in cycles of habitual thinking, often unaware of how our thoughts and emotions are steering us. But as we awaken to our consciousness, we begin to step outside of these old patterns. We start to recognize that we are not the thoughts or emotions we experience. We are the observer, the one who has the power to choose how we respond. This awareness allows us to break free from reactive behavior and choose a path that aligns with our true desires and values. Expanding our consciousness means becoming more attuned to the present moment. It's about stepping away from the distractions of the past and future and learning to fully experience the now. In doing so, we unlock the ability to tap into deeper layers of awareness. We see beyond the surface of our thoughts and emotions and connect with a more profound sense of clarity. This expanded consciousness allows us to perceive the interconnectedness of all things, to recognize the patterns and synchronicities that guide us, and to feel a greater sense of purpose in every action. The evolution of consciousness is a continuous journey. It involves letting go of limiting beliefs, embracing new perspectives, and being open to growth. As we expand our consciousness, we move beyond the confines of what we once thought possible. We unlock our full potential and begin to create from a place of higher awareness, guided by a deeper connection to ourselves and the world around us. Alignment is the state of being in harmony with the deepest parts of ourselves and the universe around us. When we are in alignment, every aspect of our being, our thoughts, emotions, actions, flows together with purpose and clarity. It is the state where we feel deeply connected to our true essence and to the larger forces that shape our lives. In this state, we experience a sense of ease, synchronicity, and peace, because we are not working against the flow of life, but moving with it. The process of aligning ourselves starts with self-awareness. To know who we truly are, we must first tune in and listen to ourselves. Often we get caught up in the external world, societal expectations, family pressures, career demands, and lose touch with our inner truth. We begin to follow the path laid out for us rather than the one that resonates with our authentic desires and values. Alignment begins when we make the conscious choice to reconnect with our inner self and bring our external reality into harmony with our inner truths. When we are aligned, we experience a deep sense of clarity and purpose. Decisions become easier because they are rooted in a place of authenticity. There is no conflict between what we want and what we believe is possible, and our actions reflect this clarity. We are no longer pulled in different directions, torn between conflicting desires or beliefs. Instead, there is a powerful coherence between our intentions and our actions, which creates momentum and brings us closer to the life we envision. Alignment also requires consistency. It's not enough to be aligned once in a while or in certain situations. True alignment is an ongoing process, requiring daily attention and mindfulness. It means making choices that reflect our highest values, even when it's challenging, and constantly checking in with ourselves to ensure that we are staying true to our purpose. The more we practice alignment, the more natural it becomes, and the easier it is to navigate life's challenges with grace and confidence. When we are in alignment, we become magnets for positive change and opportunities. The universe responds to our energy, and we begin to attract the experiences, people, and circumstances that support our highest good. It is the origin of all things. It is the place where life begins, where creation flows from, and where the infinite energy of the universe resides. It is the deep wellspring from which everything emerges, and it is what connects us to everything else around us. Whether we refer to this source as God, the universe, or a higher power, it is the essence that underlies all existence. To understand and connect with the source is to tap into an endless reservoir of potential, wisdom, and love. We are all intrinsically linked to the source, though often we forget or lose touch with that connection. In the busyness of life, it is easy to feel separate, as though we are isolated individuals navigating a world filled with challenges and obstacles. However, when we reconnect with the source, we realize that we are not alone. The source is within us, around us, and through us at all times. This connection is not something we need to search for outside of ourselves. It is something we must cultivate within, through stillness, reflection, and openness. Tapping into the source requires us to move beyond the limits of our ego and the conditioned beliefs that often cloud our perception of reality. It asks us to surrender to the flow of life, trusting that the source knows exactly what we need. When we align ourselves with this greater force, we begin to experience life in a new way, one that is abundant, filled with possibility, and guided by a sense of higher purpose. Our actions, thoughts, and emotions begin to reflect this deeper connection, and we start to see synchronicities, opportunities, and a deeper sense of peace. The source is not distant or separate from us. It is within us, waiting for us to recognize it and activate it in our lives. The more we cultivate our connection to the source, the more we align ourselves with its infinite wisdom and power. It is from this place that true creation, transformation, and fulfillment emerge. When we are deeply connected to the source, we are able to navigate life with clarity, purpose, and a sense of unwavering trust. Paternity is the intrinsic force that resides within each of us. It is not something external that we must acquire, but something we must awaken and harness from within. This power is not defined by titles, possessions, or achievements. It is the energy of creation, transformation, and influence that flows through us when we are aligned with our true selves. True power comes not from dominating others, but from mastering ourselves, our thoughts, emotions, and actions. When we tap into this inner power, we become fully capable of creating the life we desire and influencing the world around us in profound ways. The first step to embracing our power is recognizing that it is always available to us. Too often we look outside ourselves for strength, guidance, or validation, forgetting that the source of all power lies within. We may feel powerless when faced with obstacles, but the truth is that we are never without power. It is simply a matter of shifting our perspective and reconnecting with the immense potential that resides in us. When we are conscious of our own power, we stop feeling like victims of circumstance and start seeing ourselves as creators of our reality. Harnessing power it is not enough to simply recognize that we are powerful. We must take ownership of how we use that power. The power within us can be used to build or to destroy, to create or to resist. The more consciously we choose to direct our energy, the more we are able to align our power with our highest intentions. When we act from a place of integrity, love, and purpose, our power grows exponentially, and we begin to see how we can shape not just our lives, but the lives of others around us. To fully step into our power, we must also let go of the fears and limiting beliefs that keep us from claiming it. Doubts about our worth, fear of failure, and the stories we tell ourselves about our limitations must be released. As we let go of these obstacles, our inner power becomes clearer and stronger, guiding us toward greater achievements and a deeper sense of fulfillment. This power is our birthright, and when we align with it, there is no limit to what we can create. Possibility is the vast, uncharted terrain that lies ahead of us, full of infinite opportunities and potential outcomes. It is the realm of the unknown, where every choice, every action, and every thought opens up a new path. When we embrace possibility, we step into a space where limits no longer exist. All seems like another piece of the puzzle when Gary's passion drives everything. We move beyond the constraints of what we have known, and we open ourselves to the idea that anything is possible. It's in this space of possibility that transformation happens, where new ideas are born, new opportunities emerge, and new versions of ourselves can take shape. The key to accessing possibility is letting go of the belief that things are fixed or predetermined. So often we get caught in the patterns of our past experiences, believing that what has been will always be. We allow our current circumstances or challenges to define us, thinking that we are limited by what we have gone through. But when we shift our mindset to one of possibility, we begin to see beyond the present moment. We realize that the past does not have to dictate the future. Every new day offers a fresh start, a new opportunity to choose differently and create a different outcome. When we embrace possibility, we give ourselves the freedom to take risks, to fail and to learn from those failures. The fear of making mistakes often holds us back from stepping into this expansive space, but true growth and transformation come from exploring new territories and stepping outside of our comfort zones. It is only by stretching beyond what is familiar that we discover the full scope of what we are capable of achieving. Possibility requires faith. It asks us to trust in ourselves, in the process of life, and in the inherent abundance of the universe. When we begin to truly believe that anything is possible, we begin to see the world through a different lens. We recognize that we are not limited by external conditions, but empowered by the vast potential within us and around us. It is this belief in possibility that enables us to create a life that aligns with our deepest desires and dreams.